Hey everyone, today I want to do a little flip through of my July Silk and Sonder planner. I want to tell you how I plan to use it a little bit more effectively this month than last time I got a Silk and Sonder planner, and I want to tell you the best times of year to get a Silk and Sonder planner if you're thinking about going for the subscription. To start off with, I absolutely love this size. I love the florals. I posted online that I love the florals and I love how they seem summery for July, but also sort of seem with like the oranges and the purples that falls right around the corner. And as I am opening this in June, I know how ridiculous that sounds, but it's like 105-degree heat index already in Florida and I'm hot and cranky about it already. So I need something to look forward to, even though I do know that looking towards fall and pretending like it's almost here is absolutely crazy. But the fall florals / summer florals on here are so beautiful. When you open it up, you get the index page and it's really nice. So you get the July 2021 on the right side with the beautiful floral wreath, which I like. It's like there's some berries in there, and it tells you what's on each page. And on the left side, it's got the "in case of loss, please return to." So it's really nice to have that in case something happens to it. Like I've always said about planners, especially stuff like this where it's a planner / journal, there's a lot of personal information in there. And so I don't know that I would be bringing this with me places, just because I feel like it could be personal, and if I lost it and I've, journaled or written personal things down, I really wouldn't want someone to find that. But just in case maybe you use your planner in a different way, it might be nice to fill that information out. So you get a note from the author, the creator of Silk and Sonder planners, and then there's an instruction sheet next to it. So it tells you how to use your planner, which is especially beneficial if this is your first time getting the subscription. Continuing on, it comes with a 2021 Perpetual Calendar, which is nice in case you need something that's like at a glance, real quick to look at. And then next to it, it's got the July calendar. So as I had mentioned in my previous Silk and Sonder video when I reviewed the May calendar, I really like that you have this. The only thing is that it can be a little tiny bit small. So there are some options in terms of writing things down on a weekly view later in the planner, which may be more beneficial if you have more things to write down, because it may be hard to fit everything on the monthly. But if you just have a few things, you can definitely get some things written on there. When you flip to the next page, you get mini calendars for August, September, October, and November, which I really like, just in case you need, again, a quick at a glance, just look at it, see what day falls on, a Monday, and if you have people in town, or if it's like not a good week to try to schedule something. It's just nice to have sort of an overview. One thing to note is that Monday is the start day of all of these calendars and Sunday is the last day. So keep that in mind. A lot of planner calendars start on Sunday and end on Saturday. I was looking at a planner like this recently trying to make a dentist appointment for a Friday, and I kept naming numbers, days of the week, and the person I was on the phone with was like, that's a Saturday, that's a Saturday. And I was like, oh, I'm like looking at the wrong thing. So if you're using this for your main calendar, keep in mind that it starts on a Monday and it ends on a Sunday. Next up is the June reflection, which I really like. It asks for June wins, June hiccups, favorite moments, hard moments, and what do I want to start, stop, and continue? And I really like that question, because a lot of times things that are goal-based are like, what do you want to do? What are you going to reach for? And they never ask, like, what do you want to stop? And I think that it's easy to make room for things that you want to do when you are giving up things that you don't necessarily think are beneficial, or maybe time wasters, time suckers. For me, my phone is constantly an issue, so that would be a good example of a goal that I could set to eliminate or cut back on something. So I really like that reflection page, so that you can reflect and think about some things that went well and some things that didn't in the month of June, so that you're prepped for July. On the page next to that is the July intentions. At the top, it gives instructions where it says, new month, new you. Setting intentions is not making a to-do list. It's asking something of yourself and then giving yourself the strength to do it. So the intentions are here in 6 categories: your personal life, your spiritual health, key relationships, physical health, professional goals, and money management. And I've seen before people with intentions, maybe they aren't writing a to-do list or a specific goal, but they want to write a word that keeps propelling them forward. So for me, for July intentions, under physical health, I would put move, because I don't have any specific goals of I need to run X number of miles, or I like to, beat a certain time or do a certain number of workouts a week. But when I'm walking, I feel a lot better. So that could be an example of something that is a general intention, something that I refer back to as a continued way to remind myself of what I want to accomplish. The next page has the mood tracker and the habit tracker. So the mood tracker has days 1 to 31, and it allows you to pick 6 colors and to put a word that you associate with that for your mood. So I think you could really do it a number of ways. I think you could rank it 1 to 6, like 6 you're feeling your absolute best and 1 you're feeling your absolute worst. Or instead of that, I actually actually prefer to use words that I find myself, like descriptor words of how I find myself feeling. So instead of like great, good, medium, bad, really bad, you know, like a range like that, I like to pick words that are like overwhelmed, calm, productive, words that describe how I'm feeling and give a more clear picture. Because if I just write, I'm feeling great, that doesn't really tell me a whole lot. Like, I'm glad that it was a good day. Or if I'm feeling awful, again, that doesn't really tell me a whole lot. But if I see that I have like 3 unproductive days in a row, and then the next day after that, I colored in for like feeling scattered or not peaceful or stressed out, that might give me a little bit of insight of like, maybe you haven't done some things that you need to do. You're procrastinating. I don't necessarily know why, but you're putting things off, and that will stress you out. So I think that it can be really good to reflect on what words you use in your mood tracker, or how you rank or rate or order things, because that can help create a clear picture for how you're feeling and why you may be feeling that way. In the habit tracker for the month, there's space for 7 habits. So you could put down anything that could be in any of the categories of life that you want to track. I think for me this month, I have to really think about what I want to put in there. I mentioned before that I did not do a great job with my May Silk and Sonder planners. I want to be really intentional about making sure that I use this month, and I want to make sure that I'm picking habits that actually matter and I'm not picking things haphazardly. So I have to do a little reflection, but I'm really excited to look at the habit tracker and see if I can come up with some things. Next up is the sleep tracker. It asks you to write down the time you fell asleep, the time you woke up, the number of hours you were asleep, how you feel, and how rested you feel. I may do that. I feel that at this point, this is the most well-rested I've ever been in my entire adult life. I'm not saying that I don't have other health and wellness goals to focus on, but I do feel really good. But I actually do think I will keep track of this. I think this could be really good though if you find that you're not sleeping super well. You could even replace one of these columns. Maybe instead of I feel, you could put any factor that you think may have contributed to really good sleep or poor sleep, just to keep track of it. So maybe you're keeping track of you had something with caffeine late at night, or you were stressed before you went to bed, or something bad happened during the day. Or, you know, on the flip side, you could put like, I did yoga right before bed and I fell asleep really easily. So I may do that. And then on the next page is the courage log. Write one brave or courageous thing that you did for yourself every day. So I am going to try that. I wonder how courageous I am in doing things for myself every day, but that is the theme of the month, so I'm gonna give that a shot. And flipping onto the next page is the Wheel of Life. Now, I did this activity in a planner forever ago, and it's really a good way to evaluate and rank how you're feeling about certain categories of your life without thinking too much about it, because the instructions say, for each of these areas in your life, rank them between 1 to 10 based on how fulfilled you feel. Write down one way you can increase your level of fulfillment for any or all of these sections. So this is one of those things where I don't know if I'd want to put this on the internet. I'm funny because I see people post beautiful planner spreads and things, and I'm like, I try to post stuff and share as much as I can, but I feel like something like this is so personal. So the 10 categories are education, financial, health, career, family, spiritual, relationships, romance, home environment, and adventure. Like, how are you gonna put your relationship ranking and your career advice, or I guess not career advice, but like your career ranking out there? You know, those things seem so personal to me. So let me know in the comments below if you feel comfortable putting your Wheel of Life on the internet, or if you would be like, I think that's something that I would keep personal to me. Anyway, maybe I'm just like a little bit more modest in that regard, but I really like this, and I don't want to refer back to my old Wheel of Life. I just want to do this right now and see what I put. I think I did it back in 2016 or 2017, so I'm really excited to compare and contrast. The last thing is going back to that ranking. I really like that it's just how fulfilled you feel. There's no more serious metric than that. It's not like, well, you have to evaluate and you have to calculate and figure out. It's just, are you fulfilled and how fulfilled are you? So I really like that. The next page comes with a journaling exercise. So who is the most courageous person you have encountered? What makes them courageous? Finish the prompt. Every day I show courage by, and make a list of times in your life in which you have felt your bravest. So I'll definitely have to be doing some reflection on that, but I'm really excited to do that journal prompt. The following page continues with courage exercises. So there is a letter of courage, and it's really cute. I don't know if you're supposed to write that to yourself or to somebody else, but I will think about that for sure. And then the next page is your courage exercise. So it gives you a section 1, so life goal and brainstorming. Identify a life goal that you would like to work towards. And then 2, fill out these sections to help bring you closer towards your life goal. You can fill this out in any order. And then step 3, circle one action or behavior you can start working on. And thinking about my goal, what could I, and then again, this has the stop doing, do less of, keep doing, do more of, and start doing. And then last part, section 2, so there's steps under section 1 and then section 2, break it down. What steps can you take today to start moving in the direction of your goals? It's okay not to have all the answers. Don't let that discourage you. Even one baby step forward is better than taking no action at all. And then it talks about the goal I am working on. I think this could be good if there is a goal or something specific in your life that maybe you're a little bit nervous about, or you're a little bit, if courage is the thing that you need, maybe that's the goal that you work on. So for example, if you have a savings goal and you're just like, putting a little bit of your paycheck away every month or every few weeks, like that's a great goal, but maybe that feels a little bit more based on repetition or a rule that you've set for yourself versus like, I need courage to do this. I need courage to, get on a dating website. I need courage to ask for a promotion. I need courage to apply for a new job. I need courage to travel somewhere that I've always wanted to go, but maybe I'm like a little nervous to go to. So I have to think about what that would be for me, but I'm curious about a life goal that requires courage as opposed to just like a little bit more maybe basic strategy, just things that are on my to-do list that I've been doing. So I'll definitely have to think about that a little bit. Also included in the planner are a coloring page, and there is a poem followed by a delicious Italian cheese and tomato pie recipe. Okay, we just call it pizza. Okay, but it says that apparently tomato is very good for you. It supports healthy skin, bone health, improves your vision, lowers blood pressure, and supports a healthy immune system. Who knew? But that's always fun. There was a recipe in the other Silk and Sonder planner I didn't get around to, but this looks really good, especially because it's like made with a pie crust or a puff pastry. So I may give this a shot. It looks really good. The next page has my favorites. So again, just general questions that you can reflect back on later to kind of give a picture of where you were at this point in your life. Am I an early bird or a night owl? What makes me feel safe? The best compliment I ever received was, what is my favorite app on my phone? What is my dream job? So lots of questions just to reflect on. And then you get some notes pages. So lots of great activities, another poem, and then there's a monthly expense tracker. So I do my budgeting in other places, but that could be helpful if you're looking to maybe do a little bit of tracking or figure out where some of your money is going. So that can be beneficial. And then we go into the weekly. So week 26 of the year. So we're halfway through the year. It's the end of June, first week of July. And you get on the left side the highlighted week. So it shows that week 26. It gives you a space for weekly to-dos. This week I want to feel, and weekly major 3 goals. So I always like having priorities for the week. If you're in a daily, in a monthly, it's always nice to put your priorities down. Underneath that, there is a habit and activity tracker. So you do get your monthly activity and habit tracker, but there is one in the weekly as well. So that's good if you have other goals that you didn't get to fit onto your monthly that you want to put in your weekly. On the right page, there's a meal plan. So you get breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack Monday through Sunday. You get mind, body, health plan Monday through Sunday, a shopping list, and you get a great food, memory, or song. So again, a little box for reflections of the week. So that gives you a little overview of your week. And then when you turn the page, you get your weekly layout. So it's a vertical layout starting with Monday. You get a little thing at the top that says one thing. So that could be one good thing that happened, one priority that you have. You get a little spot to color in the weather, which I think is super cute. And then there's just a grid underneath. So you can put anything down you want. Saturday and Sunday share a column, so you get a little less space there, which I don't think is a big deal. And if you're tracking your water, there are some little droplets there at the bottom. And that's pretty much it. As you go through, you see that you've got some notes pages after every week, and that's how the weekly is set up. Towards the back of the planner, you get currently. Currently loving, feeling, enjoying, anticipating, wishing, reading, watching, and planning. So that's another nice thing that you can do just as a reflection piece here in your Silk and Sonder planner. And it wraps up again with a notes page and the back. Sonder, it gives the definition, the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. And I just think that's really cool. I think it makes you think about other people and perspectives and everything that's going on in your head and what's going on in other people's worlds as well. So I really just like the name of the planner. I like the colors, I like the design, and I think it's really good if you need a month where you find yourself wanting to kind of recenter, regroup, and do a little bit of reflection and goal setting. Now, I got a Silk and Sonder planner back in May, and I barely used it, and that was my fault. So I want to tell you times of the year when I think it's great to get a Silk and Sonder planner. So this is a monthly planner, which is really interesting. A lot of planners that I get are for the year, all of 2021, or maybe it's an academic year, so middle of 2021 through the first half of 2022. So it's rare that you see a planner just for 1 month. Now, Silk and Sonder does have a subscription plan, so you sign up and you just keep getting planners every single month. And what I really like is that they mail them to you well in advance. So it's not like, okay, it's July 1st, it came in the mail today, because sometimes you need time in advance to make sure that you have prepped and you've written your calendar out and you're ready for the month, because if you don't do that, sometimes it's a little overwhelming to do that on the first day of the month, and if you wait until the 5th, you're like, the month has already started. So you definitely get time. I found their customer service and their shipping to be really good, so that's great. But one great thing about this subscription is that you can go into your account and pause it. I mean, you can always cancel like any other subscription, but you can pause it. So let's say you're like, I want this in July, but I'm not going to need it for a few months. You can just continue to pause. Make sure you set a calendar reminder for yourself, because if you don't do it each month, they will send it to you. Obviously, that's pretty standard, I think, of most subscription plans, but I think it's good because there are times of the year where you may want this planner. So first things first, I will say I would never use a planner like this every single month, because I think it would be a little too overwhelming for me to do all these activities. So the first time of year is a little bit obvious, a little bit, maybe cliche, but I think it would be great to get one of these in January. It's the start of a fresh year. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions and goals and reflect. So getting a planner like this in January to just center yourself, make some goals, exhale, relax after the holidays, I think would be a great time. So January is a great time of year to get one of these planners. Another time of year that I think would be great to get one of these planners is after a busy season. So I had a busy season in the spring, and I thought to myself, okay, May is going to be a great time for me to be able to relax and unwind, but really May was still busy. I should have gotten it in June. So if you are going through a particularly hectic phase, maybe with your family, your work, your personal life, and you're like, okay, all the chaos has passed me, it's behind me, I want to exhale, that next month would be a good time to get one of these planners and do a little bit of reflecting. I also think that July is a good time because you're about halfway through the year, so you can go ahead, get your July planner and sort of regroup a little bit and see how you're feeling from January, if you're meeting some of your goals, if you want to make new goals, and I think it can really help so that you're on track and successful for the rest of the year. And lastly, I'm going to get a Silk and Sonder planner for October. I can only imagine how gorgeous it's going to be, because I have yet to be disappointed with their cover, their colors, their florals. Everything just looks so beautiful, so clean, and so well designed. The printing is lovely, and I mean, who doesn't love fall? I love fall. So I think I'm gonna get one in October, not just for that reason, but because it's right before the start of the holidays. And this year, I think it'll be a very different holiday season. Last year, a lot of us were unable to travel, unable to see family, or partake in normal holiday activities that we would do. And I feel like for me anyway, this holiday season is going to be a lot busier than last. And the holiday season before that, I had just had a baby. So it's going to be my busiest holiday season in a few years. So I'm afraid if I get the planner in November or December, I don't want to say it will be too late, but it'll be like a little too chaotic, and I don't know that I'll have time for it. Whereas if I get it in October, I think I'll feel really confident about sitting down, planning out holiday activities, budgeting, spending, holiday gifts, decorations, all of that. So it'll set me up for success for the end of the year. Anyway, there you have it, my July Silk and Sonder planner. It is beautiful and I'm really excited to use it. I feel like last time I got a Silk and Sonder planner, I wasn't intentional about using it and I sort of forgot about it. So I'm going to be intentional about spending 10 to 15 minutes every day writing in it, working on it, and I'm really excited about that. There were also a few inserts that came with it about their app, and also here about some daily rituals for self-care. So I'm really excited about looking into those. And lastly, I think I'm going to share how I've used my planner at the end of the month, some of the less personal stuff, I guess. So if you're interested in seeing how I use the planner, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.